सिर्फ ये याद रखें कि इय्याक नअबुदु व इय्याक नस्तईन, कि आपने किसी इंसान के सामने नहीं झुकना। हमें सिर्फ दिलेर लोगों की जरूरत है, बुज़दिल लोगों की जरूरत नहीं।
इंसाफ होगा, इंसाफ होगा, एक कानून, एक निफाक होगा, जोश होगा, अब मजदूर के साथ बनेगा अब नया पाकिस्तान।
Welcome to Cherry on Top. In this video, we'll explore the extraordinary journey of Imran Khan, from cricket legend to political leader and his fight against corruption as Prime Minister. Discover how he became one of Pakistan's most iconic figures. Who is Imran Khan? Imran Khan, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan and a prominent cricketer, was born on October 5, 1952, in Lahore, Pakistan. Imran Khan is a famous politician in Pakistan who in 2022 became the first Prime Minister, 2018 to 22, removed by a parliamentary vote. He rose to fame as a cricket player who led Pakistan's national team to a Cricket World Cup victory in 1992. He later entered politics as a critic of government corruption in Pakistan, although he faced corruption charges of his own in 2022 after falling out with the politically powerful army. Early life and cricket career. Imran Khan belongs to the Niazi tribe, which is part of the larger Pashtun ethnic group, known for its rich history and warrior tradition. The Niazis have a long history in the region, with their roots in Miawali, a district in the Punjab province of Pakistan. This tribal heritage has played a role in shaping Khan's identity and his connection to the people of Miawali. Khan was born into an affluent Pashtun family in Lahore, and his mother, Shaukat Khanum, belonged to the influential Burki family. Imran Khan's education at prestigious institutions like Atchison College and the Royal Grammar School in Worcester exposed him to diverse cultures and ideas, broadening his worldview. His time at Oxford University, where he studied philosophy, politics, and economics, was particularly formative, as it provided him with a strong foundation in critical thinking and leadership, skills that would later serve him in both his cricketing and political careers. Cricket career development. There were several accomplished cricket players in his family, including two elder cousins, Javed Burki and Majid Khan, who both served as captains of the Pakistani national team. Imran Khan played cricket in Pakistan and the United Kingdom in his teens and continued playing. Evolution as a cricketer. Imran Khan's cricketing journey was one of continuous evolution. After his debut in 1971, he struggled initially but gradually transformed into a world-class fast bowler and all-rounder. His time playing in county cricket in England, particularly for Worcestershire and later Sussex, was crucial in honing his skills. The exposure to different playing conditions and the opportunity to compete against top international players accelerated his development. Mentorship and learning. Throughout his cricketing career, Khan was influenced by several mentors and coaches who helped refine his game. His time under the guidance of renowned cricketers and coaches in England played a critical role in his technical and strategic growth as a player. This learning environment contributed significantly to his success on the international stage. Cultural and social influence. Beyond his achievements in cricket, Imran Khan became a cultural icon in Pakistan and abroad. His success on the field, coupled with his charismatic personality, made him a household name. His popularity extended beyond cricket, as he became a symbol of national pride and a role model for youth in Pakistan. Global exposure. Khan's time in the UK and his involvement with international cricket provided him with a global perspective. His interactions with diverse cultures and his exposure to Western ideas of democracy, governance, and social justice influenced his later political philosophy. This global exposure also enhanced his ability to communicate and connect with international audiences, which became important in his political career. Cricket career challenges. Imran Khan faced several challenges throughout his cricket career, which spanned from 1971 to 1992. Despite his immense talent, he had to overcome various obstacles to establish himself as one of the greatest cricketers in history. Khan played his first match for Pakistan's national team in 1971, but he did not take a permanent place on the team until after his graduation from Oxford in 1976. His early performances were inconsistent. He was initially regarded as a fast bowler, but his batting was considered weak. He took time to find his rhythm and consistency at the international level. Competition. Pakistan had other talented cricketers, and Khan had to prove himself to secure a permanent place in the team. He was in and out of the team during the early years of his career. Stress fracture. In the mid-1980s, Khan suffered a severe stress fracture in his shin, which threatened to end his career. The injury sidelined him for several months, and there were doubts about whether he would be able to return to his previous form. Despite the injury, Imran Khan worked hard on his fitness and made a successful comeback, not only as a fast bowler but also as an all-rounder. His dedication to rehabilitation and fitness became a hallmark of his career. Journey to World Cup victory. Underdog status. Pakistan entered the 1992 Cricket World Cup as underdogs, and the team struggled in the early stages of the tournament. They faced elimination multiple times but managed to advance to the knockout stages. By the early 1980s, Khan had distinguished himself as an exceptional bowler and all-rounder, and he was named captain of the Pakistani team in 1982. Khan's athletic talent and good looks made him a celebrity in Pakistan and England, and his regular appearances at fashionable London nightclubs provided fodder for the British tabloid press. Motivation and leadership. Khan's leadership during the World Cup was critical. He motivated his team with the "Cornered Tigers" speech and led from the front, contributing with both bat and ball. Despite playing with an injured shoulder, he guided Pakistan to their first ever World Cup victory, defeating England in the final. He retired that same year, having secured a reputation as one of the greatest cricket players in history. Personal health and wellness, cricket and fitness. Imran Khan's career as a professional cricketer required him to maintain a high level of physical fitness. Throughout his cricketing career, he was known for his rigorous training regimen, including regular exercise, proper nutrition, and maintaining a disciplined lifestyle. His fitness was a key factor in his success as an all-rounder, and even in his later years, he remained one of the fittest players on the team. Balanced diet. Imran Khan has consistently advocated for a balanced and healthy diet. He is known to follow a diet rich in natural and organic foods, emphasizing the importance of eating fresh fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. His approach to nutrition aligns with his overall philosophy of leading a disciplined and healthy lifestyle. Spiritual and emotional well-being. Khan has also emphasized the importance of spirituality and emotional well-being in maintaining overall health. His faith and spiritual practices have been a source of strength for him, helping him navigate the ups and downs of his life and career. He has often spoken about the role of faith in providing a sense of purpose and inner peace. Active lifestyle. Imran Khan has aged gracefully, maintaining an active and healthy lifestyle well into his 60s and beyond. His physical appearance, energy levels, and stamina have often been commented on, with many attributing his youthful vigor to his lifelong commitment to fitness and wellness. Social reforms and philanthropy. After 1992, Khan remained in the public eye as a philanthropist. He experienced a religious awakening, embracing Sufi mysticism and shedding his earlier playboy image. The death of his mother, Shaukat Khanum, from cancer in 1985 deeply influenced Khan's commitment to philanthropy. Shaukat Khanum Memorial Hospital. During his cricket career, Imran Khan also took on the challenge of fundraising for and building the Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital in Lahore, named after his mother. Balancing this philanthropic endeavor with his cricketing responsibilities added to the pressure he faced. Fundraising challenges. Building a cancer hospital required significant financial resources. Khan faced skepticism and doubt from many quarters about the feasibility of such a project in Pakistan. He had to personally lead fundraising efforts, both in Pakistan and abroad, organizing charity events, cricket matches, and speaking engagements to gather donations. Overcoming obstacles. Despite the financial challenges, Khan's determination and the public's trust in him enabled the successful completion of the Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital in Lahore in 1994. The hospital was the first of its kind in Pakistan, providing free or subsidized treatment to over 75% of its patients. Educational reforms. Khan's commitment to social reform extended to education. Recognizing the need for quality higher education in rural areas, he established Namal College in Miyawali, his ancestral district, in 2008. The college is affiliated with the University of Bradford in the UK and offers higher education to students from underprivileged backgrounds. COVID-19 response. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Khan's government and his philanthropic organizations worked to provide healthcare support, financial assistance to the poor, and awareness campaigns to combat the spread of the virus in Pakistan. Flood relief efforts. Khan has been actively involved in disaster relief efforts, particularly during the devastating floods in Pakistan. His foundation, Imran Khan Foundation, played a significant role in providing aid and rehabilitation to the affected communities. Other initiatives: expansion of healthcare services. Following the success of the Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital in Lahore, Imran Khan initiated plans to expand healthcare services to other regions of Pakistan. A second Shaukat Khanum Hospital was established in Peshawar in 2015, and a third is under construction in Karachi. These hospitals have become beacons of hope for cancer patients, offering state-of-the-art treatment and care. Public health campaigns. Imran Khan has also been an advocate for broader public health initiatives in Pakistan. Through his philanthropic efforts, he has supported campaigns aimed at eradicating diseases like polio and hepatitis. His influence and public stature have been instrumental in raising awareness and encouraging vaccination in regions where such efforts face resistance. Namal Knowledge City. Expanding on the success of Namal College, Imran Khan envisioned the creation of Namal Knowledge City, a comprehensive educational and research complex in Miyawali. The project aims to provide world-class education and research facilities in a rural area, making higher education accessible to students who might otherwise lack such opportunities. Scholarship programs. Khan has also been involved in establishing scholarship programs for underprivileged students. Through various foundations and charitable organizations, he has facilitated access to education for thousands of students across Pakistan, ensuring that financial constraints do not hinder academic pursuits. Billion Tree Tsunami. One of Imran Khan's most notable contributions to environmental conservation is the Billion Tree Tsunami initiative in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Launched in 2014, this massive reforestation project aimed to combat climate change, reduce deforestation, and restore degraded land. The project exceeded its targets, planting over 1 billion trees and earning international acclaim. Clean Green Pakistan. Building on the success of the Billion Tree Tsunami, Khan's government launched the Clean Green Pakistan initiative, focusing on waste management, sanitation, and urban forestry. These efforts reflect his commitment to creating a sustainable and environmentally friendly Pakistan. EHSAS Program. As Prime Minister, Imran Khan introduced the EHSAS Program, Pakistan's largest social welfare initiative. The program is designed to reduce poverty and inequality through a wide range of measures, including cash transfers, food assistance, housing, and healthcare. The program has been particularly crucial in supporting vulnerable populations during times of crisis, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Shelter homes, Panahgahs. Khan's government also initiated the construction of shelter homes, Panahgahs, across major cities in Pakistan. These facilities provide food and shelter to the homeless and those in need, reflecting Khan's commitment to social welfare and dignity for all citizens. Initiatives for women's health. Imran Khan has been an advocate for women's health, supporting initiatives aimed at improving maternal health, reducing infant mortality, and providing better healthcare access for women in rural areas. The Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital has specialized programs for women's cancers, emphasizing early detection and treatment. Support for female education. Through various educational initiatives, Khan has championed the cause of female education in Pakistan. Namal College and other educational institutions supported by his foundations offer scholarships and support programs specifically for female students, aiming to increase their participation in higher education. Earthquake relief efforts. Following the devastating 2005 earthquake in northern Pakistan, Imran Khan was actively involved in relief efforts. His philanthropic organizations helped provide emergency aid, rebuild infrastructure, and support the affected communities in the aftermath of the disaster. Response to 2010 floods. During the catastrophic floods in 2010, which affected millions of people across Pakistan, Khan's Imran Khan Foundation played a significant role in relief operations. The foundation provided food, shelter, and medical aid to those displaced by the floods, and worked on long-term rehabilitation projects to help communities recover. After his retirement from cricket, Khan became an outspoken critic of government mismanagement and corruption in Pakistan. He founded his own political party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Pakistan Justice Movement (PTI), in 1996. In national elections held the following year, the newly formed party won less than 1% of the vote and failed to win any seats in the National Assembly, but it fared slightly better in the 2002 elections, winning a single seat that Khan filled. Khan maintained that vote rigging was to blame for his party's low vote totals. In October 2007, Khan was among a group of politicians who resigned from the National Assembly, protesting President Pervez Musharraf's candidacy in the upcoming presidential election. In November, Khan was briefly imprisoned during a crackdown against critics of Musharraf, who had declared a state of emergency. The PTI condemned the state of emergency, which ended in mid-December, and boycotted the 2008 national elections to protest Musharraf's rule. In spite of the PTI's struggles in elections, Khan's populist positions found support, especially among young people. He continued his criticism of corruption and economic inequality in Pakistan and opposed the Pakistani government's cooperation with the United States in fighting militants near the Afghan border. He also launched broadsides against Pakistan's political and economic elites, whom he accused of being westernized and out of touch with Pakistan's religious and cultural norms. New Pakistan Movement. Khan's post-premiership rhetoric has centered on the idea of building a new Pakistan, where corruption is eradicated and social justice prevails. He has presented himself as a visionary leader who is committed to completing the unfinished business of his first term, particularly in areas like judicial reform, economic restructuring, and anti-corruption efforts. Islamic welfare state. Khan has reiterated his aspiration to transform Pakistan into an Islamic welfare state, where the principles of justice, equality, and compassion guide governance. This vision includes providing universal healthcare, education, and social safety nets, inspired by the early Islamic model of governance. Political ascent. In the months leading up to the legislative elections scheduled for early 2013, Khan and his party drew large crowds at rallies and attracted the support of several veteran politicians from Pakistan's established parties. Further evidence of Khan's rising political fortunes came in the form of an opinion poll in 2012 that found him to be the most popular political figure in Pakistan. Just days before legislative elections in May 2013, Khan injured his head and back when he fell from a platform at a campaign rally. He appeared on television from his hospital bed hours later to make a final appeal to voters.
Pakistani politician and former cricket star Imran Khan has been rushed to hospital after he fell more than 4 meters from a platform at an election rally in Lahore. Khan, who sustained head injuries, is seen in Pakistani television footage being carried through the crowd to receive medical attention. He'd been campaigning ahead of Pakistan's parliamentary elections on Saturday, in which his PTI party is expected to do well. It's unclear how badly Khan was hurt by the fall, but one PTI spokesman has described his injuries as minor, while his ex-wife Jemima Khan has tweeted that he's conscious in hospital.
The elections produced the PTI's highest totals yet, but the party still won less than half the number of seats won by the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, PMLN, led by Nawaz Sharif. Khan accused the PMLN of rigging the elections. After his calls for an investigation went unmet, he and other opposition leaders led 4 months of protests in late 2014 in order to pressure Sharif to step down. The protests failed to oust Sharif, but suspicions of corruption were amplified when the Panama Papers linked his family to offshore holdings. Khan organized a new set of protests in late 2016 but called them off at the last minute after the Supreme Court agreed to open an investigation. The investigation disqualified Sharif from holding public office in 2017, and he was forced to resign from office. Khan, meanwhile, was also revealed to have had offshore holdings but, in a separate case, was not disqualified by the Supreme Court. Elections were held the following year. In July 2018, Khan ran on a platform of fighting corruption and poverty, even as he had to fight off accusations that he was too cozy with the military establishment. the PTI won a plurality of seats in the National Assembly, allowing Khan to seek a coalition with independent members of the parliament. He became Prime Minister on August 18th. Journey to becoming Prime Minister. Political resilience. Imran Khan's journey to becoming Prime Minister is a testament to his political resilience and determination. Despite numerous setbacks, including electoral defeats, political isolation, and intense criticism, Khan persisted in his efforts to bring about change in Pakistan. Transformation of PTI. Under Khan's leadership, PTI transformed from a minor political party into a major force in Pakistani politics, capable of challenging and ultimately displacing the traditional political elites. Significant gains but no majority. In the 2013 general elections, PTI emerged as the second largest party by popular vote and the third largest by seats in the National Assembly. PTI also formed the provincial government in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, KPK, which gave Khan the opportunity to implement his vision on a smaller scale. However, the party did not win enough seats to form a government at the national level, with Nawaz Sharif's PMLN securing a clear majority. Electoral campaign. In the lead up to the 2018 general elections, PTI ran an aggressive campaign focused on anti-corruption, good governance, and social welfare. Khan promised to create a Naya Pakistan that would break away from the corrupt practices of the past. His campaign resonated with a wide cross-section of the population, including the youth, middle class, and rural voters disillusioned with the traditional parties. Victory and formation of government. On July 25, 2018, PTI won the most seats in the National Assembly, although it did not secure an outright majority. PTI formed a coalition government with the support of smaller parties and independent candidates, and on August 18, 2018, Imran Khan was sworn in as the 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan. Governance challenges. Governance and social reforms. Khan's government launched several initiatives aimed at improving governance and delivering on his promises of social welfare. Programs like the ASAS program, a social safety net initiative, and the Naya Pakistan housing scheme were key components of his vision. However, the government also faced criticism for its handling of economic issues, inflation, and perceived compromises in governance. Inflation and rising costs. One of the most significant challenges Khan's government faced was managing Pakistan's struggling economy. Upon taking office, the country was already facing a severe balance of payments crisis, with dwindling foreign reserves and rising inflation. Debt burden. Pakistan's high level of external debt also posed a challenge. The government had to navigate complex negotiations with the IMF and other creditors to manage the debt while trying to avoid policies that would further burden the population. Public health crisis. The COVID-19 pandemic presented an unprecedented challenge to Khan's government. The public health system in Pakistan was not fully equipped to handle the scale of the crisis, leading to fears of a widespread outbreak. The government had to balance public health concerns with the need to keep the economy running, which led to difficult decisions regarding lockdowns, restrictions, and the distribution of healthcare resources. Opposition and protests. Throughout his tenure, Khan faced significant opposition from political rivals. The Pakistan Democratic Movement, PDM, an alliance of opposition parties, mounted several protests and campaigns against his government, accusing it of mismanagement, authoritarianism, and failing to deliver on its promises. Accountability and anti-corruption drives. Khan's government launched several high-profile anti-corruption campaigns aimed at holding public officials accountable. However, these efforts were met with resistance and accusations of political vendettas from opposition parties. The effectiveness of these campaigns was often questioned, as they sometimes led to political instability and accusations of selective justice. Tax reforms and revenue collection. One of Khan's major governance challenges was reforming Pakistan's tax system to increase revenue collection. His government introduced measures to broaden the tax base and reduce tax evasion. However, these efforts faced pushback from powerful business interests and a lack of public trust in the tax system, making it difficult to achieve significant improvements in revenue generation. IMF bailout and economic reforms. Early in his tenure, Khan's government had to secure a bailout package from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to stabilize the economy. The conditions attached to the bailout, such as austerity measures and structural reforms, were unpopular and led to public discontent. Balancing these economic reforms with the need to address social welfare concerns was a persistent challenge. Civil-military relations. Imran Khan's government had to navigate complex civil-military relations, which have historically played a significant role in Pakistan's governance. While Khan was initially seen as having a cooperative relationship with the military, tensions arose over key policy decisions and the balance of power. Managing this delicate relationship without compromising civilian supremacy was a significant challenge throughout his tenure. Diplomatic relations. Khan's government faced numerous foreign policy challenges, including managing Pakistan's relationships with neighboring countries like India and Afghanistan. Tensions with India, particularly over the Kashmir issue, and the evolving situation in Afghanistan after the US withdrawal, required careful diplomatic maneuvering. Khan's attempts to reposition Pakistan on the global stage, including strengthening ties with China and engaging with the US, were met with varying degrees of success. Media and freedom of expression. During his tenure, Khan's government faced criticism over its approach to media freedom and freedom of expression. Journalists and media outlets reported increased pressure and censorship, leading to accusations that the government was stifling dissent. Balancing the need for responsible journalism with ensuring freedom of expression remained a contentious issue. Electoral system overhaul. Khan's government attempted to implement electoral reforms to ensure transparency and fairness in the electoral process. These reforms included the introduction of electronic voting machines, EVMs, and biometric verification. However, these initiatives faced opposition from political parties and skepticism from the public, who questioned their effectiveness and potential for misuse. Election management and credibility. Ensuring credible and fair elections was a significant governance challenge for Khan's administration. Allegations of electoral rigging and manipulation, both in the 2018 elections that brought him to power and in subsequent by-elections, created an atmosphere of mistrust and political polarization. Economic reform efforts. IMF agreements. One of Khan's early challenges was managing Pakistan's economic crisis, including a large fiscal deficit and dwindling foreign reserves. To stabilize the economy, his government entered into agreements with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, for bailout packages. Anti-corruption campaign. One of Khan's key promises was to fight corruption. His government took several steps to enhance transparency, including the establishment of new anti-corruption bodies and initiatives to improve public sector governance. Efforts included increased scrutiny of public officials and high-profile investigations into alleged corruption cases. Infrastructure projects. The government focused on infrastructure development to boost economic growth. Key projects included road construction, urban development, and improvements to transportation networks. Investment-friendly policies. Khan's government sought to attract foreign investment by improving the business environment and implementing investor-friendly policies. This included efforts to streamline regulations, improve ease of doing business, and offer incentives for foreign investors. Support for farmers. Khan's government introduced various measures to support the agriculture sector, including subsidies for farmers, improved access to credit, and investments in agricultural infrastructure. The goal was to increase productivity and ensure food security.
जो तारीख है वो कभी किसी को माफ नहीं करती। कौन क्या रोल प्ले कर रहा है तारीख में हमेशा ये चीजें सामने आती हैं। लेकिन एक जिंदा कौम हमेशा अपने हकूक के लिए खड़ी होती है और हमेशा आपकी सबसे बड़ी कि आपने ये गुलामी नहीं कबूल करनी है।
Post-premiership challenges and future aspirations. After Imran Khan's tenure as Prime Minister of Pakistan ended in April 2022, he faced several significant challenges and began to articulate his future aspirations. Corruption and legal cases. After leaving office, Khan faced a series of legal challenges, including investigations into alleged corruption and misuse of power during his tenure. The cases included allegations related to the misuse of official gifts, misappropriation of funds, and other charges. These legal battles have become a central focus of his post-premiership life, with Khan often claiming that the charges are politically motivated. No confidence motion and removal. Khan's removal from office through a no-confidence motion in April 2022 was a significant blow to his political standing. The motion was supported by a coalition of opposition parties, and its success marked the first time in Pakistan's history that a prime minister was ousted in this manner. Khan viewed this as part of a broader conspiracy against him, which he claimed was influenced by foreign powers and the establishment. Long marches and civil disobedience. Khan also organized long marches and called for civil disobedience, demanding early elections and the ousting of what he termed an imported government. His confrontational stance and refusal to recognize the legitimacy of the new government led to increased political tensions and instability. Assassination attempt. In November 2022, Khan survived an assassination attempt during one of his rallies. The incident highlighted the security risks he faces as a high-profile political figure in Pakistan's volatile political environment. The attack further fueled his narrative of being a victim of a broader conspiracy, deepening his resolve to continue his political struggle. Political comeback. Khan's primary aspiration post-premiership has been to return to power. He has consistently called for early general elections, believing that a new mandate from the people is necessary to address the issues facing Pakistan. He envisions a return to power where he could complete the reforms and initiatives he started during his first tenure. Championing accountability. Khan's rhetoric post-premiership has centered around the need for accountability and transparency in government. He aspires to be remembered as a leader who fought against corruption and worked towards building institutions that could sustain a transparent and accountable governance system. Party resignations and setbacks. Despite his efforts, PTI faced internal challenges, including defections and resignations from key party members. The loss of several prominent figures within the party was a setback, but Khan continued to rally his base, asserting that these challenges were part of a larger struggle for justice and transparency in Pakistani politics. International relations and diplomatic efforts. Critique of US relations. Post-premiership, Khan frequently criticized Pakistan's relationship with the United States, claiming that his removal was influenced by foreign powers unhappy with his independent foreign policy stance. He positioned himself as a leader who stood up to international pressure and advocated for Pakistan's sovereignty in foreign relations. Engagement with regional powers. Khan also sought to strengthen ties with regional powers like China, Russia, and Turkey, arguing that Pakistan needed to diversify its international alliances. He has articulated a vision of Pakistan as a key player in regional geopolitics, advocating for stronger economic and strategic partnerships with these nations. Public engagement and media strategy. Use of social media. After his premiership, Khan intensified his use of social media to communicate directly with the public. His frequent addresses via platforms like Twitter and YouTube allowed him to bypass traditional media channels, which he often accused of being biased against him. This direct engagement helped him maintain a strong connection with his supporters and keep his political narrative in the public eye. Media censorship and freedom of speech. Khan also highlighted issues of media censorship and the suppression of free speech in Pakistan. He has claimed that the media was being manipulated to undermine his political movement and silence dissenting voices. This has become a significant aspect of his broader critique of the current political system.